This is a kickoff event. This is a celebration. It is a game, basically, and we'll do a little bit of citizen science as well. So if any of you are more novice and beginner at doing these projects, we'll have a chance to do one together online. And so we have gameplay setup. I'll tell you how this is going to work. We'll do a trivia game. We'll do some citizen science through Zooniverse. So we'll do some acts of science and be able to calculate how many. Also, if you are here, you are in the running for a prize. So the top, I want to say it's the top 3 of the trivia winners will earn prizes, which may include this t-shirt. And then the top 2 of the participants who do the most acts of science through our activity afterwards will also win a prize. So get ready to show off your expertise in whatever expertise you have. So how does it work? For one, I mentioned already, you have control of your mute button. So if you are wanting to say something out loud, make sure it's not an answer. Just make sure you are saying things that are helpful to the conversation, not cheating. You are playing fair, you're just having fun. Keep the answers to yourself, obviously. And please do not Google things. That's not nice. As in any trivia event, we do not use our phones to Google things. And also be kind in the chat. If you want to comment on something or share a story, please do. But please make sure it's about your personal story and not venturing into answers and venturing into commentary that we don't need to have. So all good things there, which I have no doubt will be fine. You also have access to the chat. You do not have the Q&A. So the chat is for this meeting, and webinars, you also have a Q&A. We don't have that for a meeting. So if you do have a question, feel free to use the chat to add your question. We'll be on the lookout for it. Roland will be looking through the chat to make sure all questions are answered. You can also reach out to Roland individually if you need help with Zoom. Okay, cool. Almost there. So as I mentioned, we're going to be using Mentimeter in order to do this quiz. I did this last time in January and it worked out. So we're going to see how it goes this time. And actually, I'm going to skip forward in a minute here. So to join, you'll be able to access a URL. I'll drop it in the chat for you. So you can either do that or you can also scan a QR code with your smartphone. So those will pop up once I set them up. I actually can show you the QR code now. So this QR code will show up on the screens. And then once you do that, you'll be able to mark an answer. The game format is that there's 3 rounds, 3 categories of trivia, and there's 4 questions each. They range in difficulty. Some of them I didn't know answers to, and now I have the answers, which is nice. And as I mentioned, there are prizes. Now I'm going to stop my screen share briefly so I can get to the proper Menti screen, which is the start of our gameplay. Okay, cool. All right. Now for any of you who are, or for all of you who are joining us to also do the citizen science activity, I'll describe how to get set up because we'll be able to track how many points or how many contributions and acts of science you do to make sure we can give you a prize. So I'll give those instructions a little bit later on. Okay, trivia categories to see how we do. We have principles of citizen science and some information about SciStarter. We also have name that project. There we go. Name that project. We also have citizen science in the news. So if you're super into reading the news and you don't know anything about citizen science, you might still get these correct. So wish you luck. All right, we're going to start with principles of citizen science. Now I am going to drop the QR code up there again, and I'm going to find that link for you. Where's the link? I think it's on the next slide. I'll drop the link in the chat in a second here. It'll probably make us answer the question though, which is a little bit of a challenge. Okay, so I'm going to drop the link in the chat right now. You will join. Oh, that's good. Okay, so what you'll do is you're going to scan the QR code as you did. Perfect. And then if you haven't already, that link is in the chat so you can join. Once you've joined, it should ask you for a nickname to call you. If you're not at that part, that's okay. I'm going to wait here. So I'll explain again. There's a link in the chat. You can join from a separate browser, or you can scan the QR code with a different device and join in from that. All right, we got 12 players ready. I'm just going to check how many of us are online so we can make sure I'm not missing out on too many people. Okay. Also, I know we have some SciStarter folks on the line. Unfortunately, you are not allowed to get a prize because you probably know all the answers. So we appreciate you playing. but I don't want you all to take over the time. All right, we do have more joining, so I'm going to give another moment. Does anyone need help? You can drop a question in the chat, or you can unmute to ask me how to join. I will help you out. I will join from my phone to make sure that it's working properly too. It says join. Enter your name when you're ready. My name is Emma. You can go with a nickname too, but I'll need your name at the end if you win. Okay. Got about 13. Okay, so we're still at 13, so I'll go to move us forward. If you're not in, there should be more opportunities for you to join in. You're just going to be low scoring. Okay, so on your device, wherever you have scanned the QR code or use the URL, that's where you're going to answer the questions. The question will show up on the board, and then you'll answer on your device or on the other browser. Okay. All right. I'll read them out loud too. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Answer fast to get more points. Here is the first question. STEM or citizen science? Amateur astronomers take images of craters on the moon. So if amateur astronomers are taking image of craters on the moon, is that STEM or is that citizen science or just STEM? What do we think? You have about 15 seconds. Answer how you like. It won't show up on the screen until the end. You got 11 of you so far. If we all answer, it stops the timer. Forewarning. If any of you want to stop the timer sooner. Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome job, everyone. So this is STEM. Does anyone want to mention why it's just STEM? What's the difference? Feel free to unmute or stare blankly at your screen. Either one.
It'd be just STEM because they're not sharing the data with anyone.
Yeah, awesome, Paul. You must be an ambassador.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's exactly right. So if you're just taking pictures of craters on the moon, that's great. But if it's not going to a researcher or a scientist, then it stays as STEM and not citizen science. And Tara in the chat, not sharing data back with scientists. Awesome. No data collected. Rachel, awesome. Cool. We know what we're doing. All right, next question. We're all ready? Next. Ooh. What organization released the 10 principles of citizen science? Dun, dun, dun. Which one? Got 20 seconds left. The sooner you respond, the more points you get. The 10 principles of citizen science. Who released this? Who knows? This was on the previous quiz for anyone who's like, I know this question. But do you know the answer? Let's find out. Ooh, we don't. I knew this was going to trip people up again. Last time we had it split as well. But yeah, I know we want to say it's the Association of Advancing Participatory Sciences, which is the US Citizen Science Association. However, it was Europe. Europe put it together. It's a great list. You should definitely look it up. Roland, if you wouldn't mind grabbing a link for that, that would be great. I don't think I prepared one for you, but it is a very helpful list that you can look through to see if it is a good citizen science project you're looking at. Okay, great. 13 players ready. We're going on to the next question. I'm going to speed up a little bit so we can get it there. This one's not based on time. Approximately how many people are members of SciStarter? How many people are members of SciStarter? Best guess. How many? I gave my answer. I like that my person is like a incognito spy on my phone. It's very fun. 9 seconds left. Running out of time. Okay, my last person who did not answer. Bummer. Okay, nice. Good job, everyone. Maybe we just like C, like the third answer in the list. But if you actually knew that to be a fact, that's awesome. The current count I will actually give you right now, which is SciStarter/data. You could find it there. We have exactly 219,068. So woohoo! Good job, SciStarter. Happy to have you all on board. Awesome. And if you're not a member yet, you should absolutely join so we can include you in that number. Awesome. All right, next question coming up soon. There we go. Citizen science is often associated with biology and environmental studies, but its impact extends much further. What other fields have benefited? What other fields have benefited? Social science and history, medicine and public health, space science and archaeology, all of these. Let's find out. Oh, good. Okay. I have a feeling someone read the first one, was like so excited about that, and then thought about it later. Megan, awesome. In a second, or actually, let me bring that back up. If you need to rejoin, here's the QR code so you can join. I'll also drop this in the chat once my Zoom control goes away. There we go. Nice. Oh, former social studies teacher here. Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of social studies and history in citizen science I'm surprised by. We have some great programs that are all about looking at like reading emotions and transcribing documents, and it's very interesting. And for any of you who just joined, please use that link in the chat or scan the QR code when it appears again. There it is. So you can join, because without you being on the list, if you answer in the chat, that'll give things away. Let me add that back in. You can use the link. It'll ask you for your name. We'll be able to see a leaderboard at the end too, so we'll know who's winning. So right now it's just anonymous. No major competition there. 13 of us on. Waiting another moment. Okay. All right, cool. Name that project. Totally different topic. This project results in a personal email from NASA researchers. What project is that? So many answers. What to do? Is it one that you can't see? No. Cloud spotting on Mars, Aurora Soris, Globe Observer Mosquito Mapper, or Globe Observer Clouds. All of these are NASA-funded projects, which is fun. So that makes sense that it would be an email from NASA researchers, but which one is it? Got a couple more waiting for responses. There we go. Okay. Yay, nice. This was also on the previous quiz, so if you were with us, you might have remembered this one. But yeah, globe observer clouds, they match your image with the satellite imagery, so you can see what is being taken from the satellite, and they get. I got distracted by Tara's comment. Sorry, Tara. That's awesome. I'm glad that they sent you an email.
Are you
They took an
supposed
image
to
of
be
the
sharing
satellite.
your screen right now, Emma?
What was that?
Are you supposed to be sharing your screen?
I have been. It says I'm screen sharing.
Oh,
Look at your
you
Zoom.
know what? I'm sorry. Now Zoom, you can toggle on Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah, which is great, except it adds so many layers of
Well,
difficulty.
I didn't even realize. I was like, where am I seeing these things? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Uh, I'm glad you got a text or a message from NASA. That's pretty cool. It's very
Yes, I did. Susie and I just did this
Oh yeah.
last week, and then the NASA satellite or the satellite,
It was there. Make sure
plotted
that
our
you
data. Yeah.
during a satellite crossover or flyover. That's the word. Yeah. Awesome. All right, next question coming up. What project is this? In this project, you may be looking at documents no one has seen for centuries. No one else has looked at them for centuries. What project would this be? Is it Public Editor? Is it Citizen Archivist? Is it Images of Curiosity? Is it the Bumblebee Atlas? In this project, you may be looking at documents that no one has seen for centuries. Aside to maybe scan it into the thing, but even then, is someone reading it? Not really. Nice. I hope we knew that based on the word archivist, however you want to pronounce it. That's awesome. Good job, everyone. Oh no, if we have a bunch of ties, that might be a problem for prizes. You all get a prize. All right, sweet. Next one. All right, in this project, you can help develop medicines by designing RNA molecules. You can help develop medicines by designing RNA molecules in this project. What can you do? You can help develop medicines by designing molecules. RNA molecules specifically in this project, the answers are iWire, Neurica, Eterna, Cancer Crusade. Which one will it be? Okay, interesting. Has no one done Eterna? So it's fun because Eterna is a really, really amazing project that you work on designing these molecules and then they print it out in a lab essentially and use the RNA molecules in their studies. And so it's a really incredible opportunity to do, but it is difficult. So I'm not surprised that we're not necessarily familiar with it. But if you want to learn about some microbiology and human biology and like mapping proteins and DNA and RNA, I would highly recommend. Roland has done a bunch of the tutorials for the project, so if you have questions about it too, he could probably answer your questions. For that one, excellent job, whoever you were. Excellent job. Very interesting. Yeah, Roland, yeah, very interesting. Absolutely. All right, next one. No timing issue, take your time. In this project, sit back, relax, and ingest a lot of sodium to test your body's reaction. I did this project a while back. I really enjoyed it. I chose to watch some Casino Royale James Bond while participating. It was great. It was a good time. What do we think? Is it Cancer Crusade? Is it measuring the vitamin C in food, a global experiment? Is it step up to the plate, food waste audit? Or is it eating popcorn for science? Which one would it be? Last second. Yay! We know that popcorn's full of sodium. Good job, everyone. Good. Yeah, the other ones are very equally as important and equally as familiar with the topics. Eating popcorn for science is for those who is a project to help those who have gone through ovarian cancer. And so what you do is if you have an omentum, as in you have never had if you've never had ovarian cancer and you are a uterus owner, you can eat a bunch of popcorn and see how your body reacts. And then if you don't have an omentum, if you did have ovarian cancer and had it removed, we compare those results to those individuals to see how sodium impacts their life and can really impact people's health that way, which is amazing. So for all you uterus owners out there, do that project. It's great. All right, we're in the last section of this portion of the event. So this is your last chance to get your answers. Yeah, sorry, Paul. It is a fun one to just do anyway, so you could just do it and see what happens. All right, citizen science in the news. What does citizen science tell us? NASA citizen scientists have discovered all of the following except 100 thousands of emperor penguin nests, thousands of brown dwarfs, thousands of candidate near-Earth asteroids, hundreds of exoplanets, or all known meteorites. Which one have they not discovered? So NASA citizen scientists have done all these things but one. How else can I rephrase it? Which one? I haven't given my answer yet. Oh, awesome. Wow, good job, everyone. I'm actually quite surprised that we were able to get that answer. Amazing. I would have guessed the emperor penguin's nest because that seems like a ridiculous number. But it's true. Yeah, hundreds of thousands of emperor penguin nests is in there, and brown dwarfs, candidate near-Earth asteroids, including I'm not sure if it includes the one that was recently discovered to be the closest ever. Hundreds of exoplanets, if you know Planet Hunters Tests, is a great project. But yeah, it's only some meteorites, not all, but all comets basically, mostly all comets. Most all. NASA citizen scientists do some great things. All right, which of the following lost to science animals was found in the bathroom of a citizen scientist in 2011? So imagine finding this in your bathroom in 2011. How would that feel? Was it the Colombian weasel, the passenger pigeon, golden toad, or the dodo bird? Which one? Which of the following lost to science animals? Also, all of them qualify as lost to science, by the way. Found in the bathroom of someone. Ooh, it's not the golden toad. It was the Colombian weasel. It's called the toilet weasel. This is a viral story that happened I think it was actually in 2018. In 2011, the picture was taken, and then a couple years later, it was identified VI naturalist to be, oh my gosh, wait, this is not a common weasel. This is the Colombian weasel that we haven't seen in over a decade. So very exciting time. They're very rare. So if you find a weasel in your bathroom, make sure to take a picture of it because you might be discovering or refinding a species. The golden toad is still lost to science. Sorry. Sorry. All right, next up. Second to last question. Make it a good one. Once it shows up. There we go. This plant was recently discovered in Big Bend National Park by a citizen scientist. This is very recent. This, I think, happened in, gosh, it was late 2024 and then officially determined in 2025. So it's very recent. Is it the woolly devil, the killer tobacco plant, Cape primrose, or the voodoo lily? All of those are new to science, by the way. But which one was discovered in Big Bend by a citizen scientist? Which one? 3, 2, 1. Ooh, tricky. I wish it was the voodoo lily. That one's a cool name. It's the woolly devil. The woolly devil, which is a teeny tiny flowering plant. Like it is super, super teeny. So don't overstep these small little organisms on your bioblitzes, friends. They could be a new species. I think it behaves almost like the sunflower. It's got a lot of flowers in one, but it's teeny tiny. It's really cute too. You could look it up and see what it looks like. It's very itty bitty. All right, last question. Are we ready? And then we'll see who won. I know Kathy's ready. You got your game face on. All right, cool. You're muted, Kathy, if you were trying to respond to me. Sorry. All right, this new auroral phenomenon was discovered by Aurorasaurus participants. Was it Alexis? Was it Steve? Was it Easy? Was it Flare? Which auroral phenomenon was discovered by Aurorasaurus participants? A project that sounds like a dinosaur project, but actually has nothing to do with dinosaurs, sadly. Nothing at all. Only their logo. 5 seconds. Yay! Cool, we do know, or at least, yeah, we got a bunch of you who know. Awesome. Yeah, Steve. They named it Steve, and then they did a backronym. So after coming up with the name Steve, the citizen scientist chose that. They decided maybe we should use that acronym to actually develop the title. And forgive me, but it's a complicated title. I do not remember what it is, but you could Google it and you'll know it's a complex title. But yeah, they named it Steve. I think the reasoning was because of a character from Over the Hedge. So if that means anything to anyone, then that was a good reason for it. So amazing. All right, I'm gonna go to the next slide and we should see the leaderboard, assuming it works. Okay, here we go. Da, 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 da. It's gonna realign. Ooh, it's a very fancy leaderboard. Hey, amazing. Oh, why is it crossed out? I don't know why. Oh, it's because I was on there. Sorry. Amazing job. Paul, you were number 1. Amazing. Rachel, number 2. Branson, and then Leanie. I'm so sorry, Leanie, you're the runner-up for the top 3. So my friends, Rachel, Branson, and Paul, who I think might all be ambassadors, I think. I recognize those names. Amazing job. You all are prize winners, and we'll make sure to email you afterwards. So be aware. I'll be emailing you about that, but amazing job, all of you. And I see other names. Let me see if I can backtrack. It resets every time. Come on, show me the total. I think that's because of the last one. All right, now don't just show me Paul's. There we go. Oh, man. Okay. All right, so I will take a picture and we'll put it on social media and shame everyone who did not get first. Amazing. Good job, everyone. If you have thoughts about trivia questions for the future, by the way, feel free to let us know and email us. I'm going to drop our email in the chat in case that does come up for any of you, because I would love to do more of these. I love trivia too much. All right, so we're going to switch gears to do an Acts of Science sprint because, as I mentioned, it is the first day of Citizen Science Month, April 1st. We are at over 11,000 acts of science already, but we need to make it more. So I have a set of instructions for you all to follow along with me. So the first thing, we're going to be doing this through Zooniverse. Don't be alarmed with the instructions. I'll drop these things in the chat for you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say hello to Zooniverse and create accounts over there. The reason we're going to do that is because that's how I'm going to track how many acts of science were done during this time. And that's what I'll add to the count that is on SciStarter. So I'll go ahead and drop that link in the chat for you. So you'll go to zooniverse.org and I'll show you what that looks like. So watch my screen. I'm over on Zooniverse. I'm already signed in, so I'm going to go ahead and sign out for you so you know what it looks like. And then the top right here, I'm going to hit register if you don't have an account. So all you're going to do is fill in the things that are required. So username, email address, and confirm email address, and then your password. So username, email address, password. I'll give you a moment for this. In the meantime, for any of you who do have a Zooniverse account, what is your favorite Zooniverse project? I could tell you mine. Mine is Monkey Health Explorer. Explorer. I'm going to drop the question in the chat. Favorite Zooniverse project? Question mark. Wild Wolf Watch. Ooh, I haven't done that one. Wild Wolf Watch. We should look at that one. I also like Cedar Creek. Eyes on the Wild. There's also one called Awful's OFFAL that it's not my favorite, but it's really interesting because you're looking at wildlife using other wildlife for food. It is identifying pics of animals in North Carolina to see how many red wolves are in the wild. Oh, awesome. Yeah, so another wildlife camera trap project, Aaron. That's awesome. Love those. Sweet. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go back to our previous screen just so you can see this again in the meantime. If you have another Zooniverse project in mind, feel free to drop in the chat. Squirrel Mapper is another favorite of mine. That one's great. Awesome. Click a Coral is another option. Megan's given us that one. Okay. All right. So once you've done the signing up for Zooniverse, you are going to click on the link that Roland just dropped in the chat. And to explain that link, I'm going to say it is the group. So it's a Zooniverse group. This is how we will determine who wins the prize of the top 2 contributors. So if you go to that group, I'm going to go ahead and click on it too. Oh, I'm going to stop my screen share so I can actually show you the right page. Okay, so once you've signed in, which I will do again, go. Okay. So you will be sent to the group, which I'm going to click on that link in the chat for you all so you can see where it sends you. Gosh, you might have to copy and paste. For some reason, it's not working for me, Roland. I'm not sure why. It might be because I'm already in the group. Okay. All right. Are we having any trouble with this at this point? How do we feel? Yes, I will. I wanted to make sure that we could, oh, I'm sorry. That's a personal message. Good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I will get to that. Don't worry. It's a part. But we need to know how to get on Zooniverse first. Okay. Cool. Okay. So once you're on Zooniverse and you have an account and you have a username and you're in that group, you are on your way to being able to participate. In order to figure out who wins, that's why we're in the group. In order for it to all count towards 1 million acts of science, we're going to also add it to your SciStarter account. So for the majority of you on this call here, you have a SciStarter account, so I'll show you where to add that. If you don't already have a SciStarter account, we're going to drop the link for the login. Roland, would you mind dropping that link for us in the chat? So you can do that. You can also do it later today. I'll count up the total on Zooniverse today as well. So if you don't have an account yet and this is too many steps, don't be alarmed. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out too. But if you're already on Zooniverse and already on SciStarter, this is the simplest step on the planet. So I'll show you on my screen. So from Zooniverse, I'm going to hop over to SciStarter. And then I'm going to go to my main dashboard. So I'm logged in going to my main dashboard and going to my info and settings. So I'm going to where I am on SciStarter. The login link, Roland. It's just SciStarter.org/login, yeah. Sweet. From here, if you scroll down, you'll find something called affiliation integration. I'll zoom in real close to it. So SciStarter can link accounts from affiliate websites to better track your contributions, which just means for Zooniverse, everything you do today will automatically be added to the Citizen Science Month count to get to 1 million acts of science. So it makes it super easy. You don't have to think about it after this. This is the one and only time that you have to add this information. So you can also do this for iNaturalist too, if you haven't already. So on Zooniverse, I add my username that I either just created or I have already had on Zooniverse, because it looks like a bunch of you already know how to have been on SciStarter before. Or Zooniverse before, excuse me. And you'll add that username there and then just wait for it to load or to save. You can also click this button, but it should be auto-saving. So you're all good at that point. Okay, I gave a lot of instructions, so I'm going to pause here. Do we have any questions? Do I need to backtrack to any point? Do we need any links again? Feeling good? Okay. And we have the last like 20 or so minutes to do a project, which is great. So good timing, everyone. Okay, cool. Of the few faces I can see, we look happy. Okay. All right. In that case, then we're good to go. So from the login page, I'm going to go ahead and just shift back here. So Zooniverse has a bunch of projects. I'm going to pick one. Oh, thank you for the question. Yes. So if you are trying to do the affiliation integration still, like in the chat, the question, you're going to go to your info and settings in your profile on SciStarter. So I can actually give you the direct link. You'll jump right here and then scroll down to affiliation integration. Affiliation integration near the bottom. And I'll drop that in the chat for you too. Okay. Feeling good? I can't see heads nodding, so that's okay. Just guessing. All right, stop me if you need to. Feel free to unmute. Otherwise, I'll keep moving. Okay, so there are a lot of projects on here, as I mentioned before. I'm in this group, and so every time I participate in a project, it'll start tracking. So I'm going to go ahead and drop over to projects and pick a project. So if you are already familiar with Zooniverse, you are more than welcome to do whatever project you want to do. Pick whichever one you like most and get going. That gives you a higher chance of getting the most contributions out of all of us. So feel free. Once you've joined the group, of course. If you haven't joined the group, I won't know that you did a lot. Or if you're new to Zooniverse, you can just follow along with me. I'm going to pick an easy project. I'm probably going to go with Project Squirrel because it is super easy and very fun because you just look at squirrel pictures the entire time. So if that feels good for you all, we will do that. So 2 options. Pick your own. If you don't like squirrels, pick your own project, but you'll have to go through a tutorial by yourself. So forewarning. Forewarning. All right, so I'm going to write squirrel and Squirrel Mapper will come up and I'm going to click on it. I'll go ahead and drop this link in the chat. Awesome, Emily. Thank you for keeping me updated. Okay. All right, so I'm dropping this link in the chat. If you want to look at squirrels with me, this is where you're going to do it. I'll give you a good 20 seconds to get caught up to where I am. Counting in my head. Okay. All right, cool. Feeling good? All right, I'm going to go ahead and click on this button, which says 84% complete, just squirrels. Wouldn't it be incredible if we could all get these answers very quickly and therefore finish out the data set? That would be incredible. All right, so in this one, I just clicked on the button tutorial. So Zooniverse is a program that allows you to look at a tutorial and look at the tasks. So when you click on tutorial, at the bottom here, there will be instructions as you go through. I highly recommend doing this for every project, and you definitely should for sake of quality of the data. And so we're going to go through it fairly quickly because I've done this project before. The idea is that we're identifying coat color. So we got gray coat color, mostly gray. They can also have visible brown hairs, typically a whitish belly, A photo of a gray squirrel in low light or in a shadow may appear dark. In these cases, it's best to look for evidence of lighter hairs. So they're telling us how we're going to identify which squirrel we're looking at. Okay, squirrels classified as black can be jet black or brownish black. Generally, you won't see white or brown hairs dominating a picture of a black squirrel, although a black squirrel imaged in a strong light can look silvery. So we can be tricked, we'll be aware. Black squirrels actually come in two varieties. So it's black all over, or you have a brownish underbelly like this one over here. I'm going to zoom in for these. If you see a black squirrel, try to determine the color of an underbelly. So you'll be able to see which one it might be. So we can be even more specific. How it works. First, record how many squirrels you see. So for this one, I'm going to be looking at quantity, right? So I only see one right now, so I'm going to hold on to that thought. Then I'm going to select the coat color. So if there's a single squirrel, you can select the one color. Like in this example, they're saying submit gray. If there's more than one, select all the coat colors I see. And then if it doesn't have either of those two, I'm going to click other. All right. If it's unclear, that's always an option. Okay. So for pictures that have a single black squirrel, you will also be determining the underbelly. So we'll be able to determine even more specific. For this one, it'd be orange or brown because it's got a little orange belly, which is so nice. I love squirrels. They're so cute. Until you see them alive or dead. Some of the photos taken by users on iNaturalist, so you can take part in this from iNaturalist too, are of dead squirrels, like roadkill. So these are useful images for our research. They help us understand the causes of mortality, meaning why they died. For pictures that have a single squirrel, we will ask you to identify if the squirrel is alive or dead. And I know I'm talking fast, but we'll learn by doing too. So if you're concerned about that, not to worry, we'll do this slowly. For pictures that have a single squirrel, we will also ask you if you can determine if the squirrel is on a road surface or other surface. This helps us understand behavioral differences between squirrel color morphs around roads. This question can get a little tricky because sometimes they're like on a sidewalk, so it's not like a road surface. But in general, I've been mentioning them as other surface. If they're on a road with cars, that's the important note because that's how we need to know like what's impacting them. If you're uncertain about a coat color, unclear, it might have a squirrel sign like tracks instead of the animal. In those cases, we're going to say 0. And then occasionally the image is not displaying and it's 0 because there's nothing to look at. Okay, we ready to look at some squirrels? I see some young friends who might be super psyched about squirrels. Okay, great. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this. How many squirrels do we see in this image? Just one, right? It's just one, yeah. So we're gonna write 1. What color is this squirrel? Okay, so we're looking at, is it either a black squirrel, a gray squirrel, other, or unclear? Now remember, the gray can also be brown colored. So I'll do this one for you. Oh, do I have an answer? No? All right, I'm gonna click gray. Oh, yeah, Eden. Assuming that's your name and not, yeah, what color?
I think it's gray too.
Yeah, okay, good. So the power of the crowd, the two of us saying that means we're more likely too, because we're thinking the majority rule here. We're seeing how many people agree with each other, and that means we're in the clear. So perfect. Awesome. Okay, is the squirrel in this image alive or dead? Thumbs up if it's alive, thumbs down if it's dead. For the people I can see anyway. Thank you, Eden. Anyone else? Alive? Okay. Let's go with alive. Okay, cool. Is the squirrel in this image on a road surface or other surface? It looks like an other surface to me because that looks like a trash can. Do we feel okay with that answer? Your
Yes.
silence means you're not angry at me and denying my answer. Okay, other surface. All right, we're gonna hit done. There's also an option of done and talk. So at any point, oh, thank you for the thumbs up there, Eden. If at any point during this you want to talk about your answer, as in say like, I answered it this way, I'm not quite sure about this, then more people can comment and see if we can come to an answer. So if there's any tricky ones, you can always hit done and talk. And that goes for all Zooniverse projects too. All right, so if you are doing this project with me, you can get rolling. If you are doing a different project, that's awesome too. I'm going to keep doing this one and kind of talking out loud, but feel free to let me know what the answers are. I'll look to you all too. Okay, cool. All right, I see only the one squirrel. Feeling good about that. So I'm gonna hit yes. All right, I need a little bit of help with this one, so I'm gonna zoom in really far. What do we think about the color of the squirrel? Black, gray, other, unclear. So if we remember coat color, you can always go back to the field guide or the tutorial, by the way, if you want some help. So we're looking at black or gray. The black ones usually don't have a lighter underbelly unless it's brown. Do we have any opinions on what kind of color this is? Ooh, some answers in the chat, thank you. Gray, white hair, tips of the tail. Yeah, it does look lighter on the tail. That's a good point, so that's probably very helpful. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm gonna go ahead and go with that one then. Yes, let's go with gray. Is the squirrel alive or dead? I'm gonna go with alive. I don't know how it could be in that position if it was not alive. Is the squirrel in this image on a road surface or other surface? Looks like grass, so I'm gonna hit other surface and hit done. And then I can get quicker and quicker at this. How do we feel about this one? One, of course, but what color? This is always the tougher question. Feel free to answer in the chat, or you can unmute and tell me what color do we think? If you're oh, yeah.
Brown and gray.
Brown and gray. Yeah, totally. All right, let's go ahead and click gray. Thank you, Eden. Alive or dead? I think it's alive. It'll be pretty obvious if it's not. Is the squirrel in this image on a road surface or other surface? What kind of surface is that? I don't know about you all, but it looks almost like a wall of some sort. I'm gonna go with other. But this one's kind of funky too, so I could go to done and talk and just say this is a weird surface, but we're probably in the clear there. Oh, okay. How many squirrels do we see in this one? My friends, so I can see, you can hold up a certain amount of fingers for how many squirrels you see. Thanks, Eden. Yeah, I just see one, two, one as well, I should say. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit one and hit next. What color is this squirrel? Wow, what a difficult question here. Is that a scuba squirrel? Aaron, that's hilarious. I'm a little concerned the squirrel is not alive and has drowned or something, or is just hanging out in the water. Yeah, this is a tricky one. Uh-oh. I might actually put unclear for this one. Anyone have a strong opinion here? You feel good with my answer, Eden? Thanks. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hit unclear. Next. Okay, this is also unclear to me. Does anyone feel strongly about alive or dead? I cannot. Maybe it's my optimism. Thinking
Dead.
alive. What was that, Dad? Steve?
Dead.
Dead? You think dead
It's-
too? All right,
Yeah, I think it's dead.
I won't be optimistic then. All right, anyone feel like it is alive? For sure, Z's? No? All right, and P. Reedy says yes, dead. Okay, cool. All right, is this squirrel in the image on a road surface or other surface? This is definitely other, although it's a little unclear as to how it got there. Also very cool to have an underwater picture. All right, how many squirrels are in this image? Scrolling in.
One.
Yeah, I just see the one too, as well. It's got a really long tail. One. Okay, great. What color are we thinking? See answers in the chat coming into. Yep, we agree with you, Emily.
Gray.
Gray. All right, I agree. That looks pretty gray to me. We can't see the underbelly, but it's definitely not a black squirrel, and it's not albino. Alive or dead? I'm pretty sure it's
Alive.
yeah. Okay. This is another surface, right? No one's driving down this road, so we'll go other. Done. Oh, see, this is why I love this project. Look at these cute little squirrels. Look at it's just such a cute one. And I can add it to my favorites. So if there are any pictures that you just love when you look at these projects, by the way, I really love that you can save them. So if you love little baby squirrels with their little adorable existences in these pictures, definitely save it as a favorite. I only see one, so I'll go with that. And then let's see. What color is the squirrel? Any strong opinions? This one's kind of easy. Thank you, Emily. Brownish, red, and gray. Yeah, and it's got the white belly, so it's gotta be gray. Yeah, awesome. All right, definitely alive, unless it's somehow taxidermied into beautiful baby like style. Wish I'd noticed the add to favorites. Oh, yeah, Branson, there is an add to favorites. Make sure you use it. Nice. Also helpful when you have to go back and just find some example photos from Zooniverse. Road service or other, we're gonna go with other. And I'm gonna hit done. Okay, also very cute. This is great. All right, so I'm gonna pause here for a second. If you're doing this independently too, so that you're also gaining some scores here, I'm going to check our leaderboard on a different screen so that we can see how we're doing and check to make sure it's tracking everything right. Because this is the first time we've done a group with you all, so I am curious if it's doing what it should be. Ooh, it is doing what it should be, I think. Okay. Awesome. Okay, cool. And I won't, so I have your usernames only for this, which means I'll need your help figuring out who all is in here, but we'll figure it out. Awesome. Okay. So I do see a good chunk of you all doing classification, so I'm going to keep moving on mine. If you want to just do it guided by me, that's perfect. So we'll just keep going here. All right. And I'll actually stop after a couple more because we're running out of time here. Aaron had a question. I'm getting different picks than what is being shown here. Yeah, so on Zooniverse, they kind of shuffle them around for you, so you're not automatically going to get the same ones in the same like order that I'm getting. They're shuffling it around. They're giving me the cute ones and not so much for you or something. So it'll shuffle around. The key here though is that we're all answering these by our own what we think about all these, right? And so it'll be about 10 or so people per image to determine what is actually the truth. And for the unclear ones, it's even more people being involved and maybe even the scientists making notes on what they see too. So yeah, you might get different pictures than me. If you have a really cute one to share, feel free to let me know. I'll let you share screen because some of them are very cute. This one is preparing for winter, clearly having a good time and eating a lot of nuts probably. All right. What color is the squirrel? Black,
Gray.
gray, other. I said that at the same time. Nice. Well done. Is the squirrel in this image alive or dead? It is alive. Whoever's taking these pictures is doing a fabulous job. Is the squirrel in this image on a road surface or other surface? Other. Done. Okay. Ooh. How many squirrels are in this image? A little bit tougher. How many images? Ooh, and we have a video kind of. We get two different images. So this is an example of one from iNaturalist because it's someone taking multiple to be put into this system. So two in two different lightings so that we can tell what it looks like. I only see the one. And Branson, oh yeah, the scuba squirrel was not exactly I mean, it wasn't ugly, but it was not exactly the definition of cute. Yes, I agree. Not to worry. All right, what color is a squirrel? Eden, I need your help because this one's a tough one. What do you think? It's kind of cute.
Brown.
You think brown? All right, so usually the brown ones, let's look at the tutorial again briefly because I think the brown ones, if they're brown all around, that might actually be a black squirrel. So let me go to the other picture.
It looks kind of red to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough one to tell because it's just not a great photograph, right, too? So it's tough.
Can you?
Yeah.
It's probably hit unclear.
You think unclear? Yeah, we can definitely hit unclear because
Unclear.
that might be a safer route anyway. Think so? Okay, I'll do that. Let's do unclear. Because, I mean, I can't fully tell. It could also be a different type of squirrel. So sometimes these squirrels are like, we're looking mostly at tree squirrels, which I would assume this is a tree squirrel if it's actually in a tree. But you never know. Some squirrels pop in here that shouldn't be on there. All right. Is the squirrel in the image alive or dead? Probably alive. Oops. There we go. road surface, I think not. Done. Next. We got a picture from Aaron to share with the crowd here. And let's see if I can actually, I can't shift it to the screen. If you look in the chat, there's another image that's of interest. Let's see. I can't even see a squirrel in that one. Aaron, were you able to find one? I see nothing. Okay. So I know it's not a good example here to see, but there are some pictures that will be difficult to discern if you actually see a squirrel. There is a really good trick that's taught by the researchers on Zooniverse is to go, you can zoom in or you can just do this with your eyes, but essentially you zigzag. So you scroll through across the top, scroll through as you go down and do like a Z zigzag formation, and it helps you identify where there might be a squirrel. Because sometimes it is a little tough. Sometimes, especially in other projects like iguanas from above, you have to do that because you're marking a ton of different iguanas in that case. In this case, the picture you're showing, even with the zigzag concept, I'm not sure I see one either. So I think you'd be safe to do 0, but I'm doing a quick zigzag to see if it's hiding somewhere. Because it also could be in a tree somewhere. Oh, you know what? I might see one. There's a couple of shadows on the left-hand side on the tree, and at the base of the tree, those could be what they identified as squirrels. Or it could be Sasquatch. You're absolutely right, Aaron. Could absolutely be Sasquatch. All right, yeah, answer at your best ability here. All right, I'm gonna do this one and then I'm gonna stop because it is almost at the hour. So how many squirrels? I see 1. I think it is gray. It's got some oranginess to it. It's adorable as usual. It is definitely alive. Those eyes are bright and ready for action. And it is an other surface because it's on a bunch of leaves. Oh, hey, wait, we have the first one that's a black squirrel. Black. Next. Okay, that was very exciting. What color is the underbelly? Can we tell? Not really. Any thoughts on this? I think it's probably just black. All right, alive, and then it's an other surface. Perfect. Okay, we just did a ton. Let's take a look at our leaderboard. Woo. All right, let me refresh. Starting today, how do I do just all time? Oh, no. Last 7 days. Okay, so this is for today. So today we have 151 classifications, just the small group of us. That's incredible. Excellent job, everyone. And the winners of that list of contributions is whoever this person is and Branson. 2 top earners are the 2 who get prizes. My friend who's the Eastern Egg Rock, please write in the chat if this is you so I know who to email about a prize. But otherwise, oh, we only got through 10. That's okay. We tried our best. I went pretty slowly. Yeah. Is anyone going to claim that? That top earners? Eastern Egg Rock? Did a great job. Top projects, Snapshot Wisconsin was done, and Squirrel Mapper. So I see. Oh, Kathy! Yay! Okay, sweet. So Kathy and Branson. And then over on this side, we've got Paul, Rachel, and Branson again. Okay, we should actually invite our 3rd in one of these. I will look into this because that would be nice too, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's give it to the next person. So either Leanie or Paul's also on the list. So let's go with Leanie. Who's our Leanie friend? Who is that? Leanie. Write in the chat if that's you. Oh, that's you again. Kathy. You're just a superstar. Okay, who's our next person then? Lyra? Is there a Lyra on the call? You are a winner. Kai, Lyra, and Sebas? Is that you? Lyra, you're the next top earner because we have a couple of duplicates, so you earn a prize. I will email you all for later. Okay, sweet. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have a screenshot of this, and then we're good to go. Okay, cool. So you guys did an amazing job. I will email you all for those who earned the prizes to see if we can get you a prize. There are a bunch of options. I'll send you a list of all of them. Also, it is Citizen Science Month. The more you do, like what we just did with Squirrel Mapper, the more it matters. It counts for a lot here. And we have a lot of more activities for you to do for the rest of the month. It's only the first day. We only have the first day. And our current count for SciStarter's 1 Million Acts of Science, let's actually see. what did we do? Yeah, it's already up to almost 12,000 in one day. So amazing job, everyone. I'm really excited for us to be getting that far this quickly. So Roland is going to drop a couple links in the chat that are for these events that I dropped into the screen right here. We have an event on the 8th for Mosquito Mapper. So if you're curious about Globe Observer, the app that has 4 different protocols, including clouds, Mosquito Mapper, trees, and land cover, you are welcome to join that. And we have an event with NASA Science on the 10th. And then Earth Day, we have a big event happening as well. So if you want to be a part of any of these, we welcome it all. And I'm excited to see you all again. It's been great to have you all on here with us. And those links are all in the chat to register. I'll send them in the follow-up as well. I think that, yeah, that's it. So I'm going to answer the question in the chat, but you are all free to go. Thanks for staying with me the whole hour. I appreciate your time. Thanks for helping me, new friend. Okay, so is that 1 act of science? The number of classifications is the number of acts. So 151 altogether today, that's 151 acts we did today. Yeah, excellent job. So count up however many you had. Also, if you did connect your SciStarter and Zooniverse accounts, they automatically count, so you don't actually have to report it, which is pretty nice. Yeah. You can also contact us anytime to let us know if you have questions about that. There's quite a few of us ready to answer your email.